Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today we are covering today's patch notes. We have Warzone Season 3 Reloaded patch notes. There were a lot of changes made today with Warzone Season 3, so we kind of want to just go over really the nerfs and buffs that we have for Warzone. There were quite a few. We can go over some smaller things as well. It looks like on Urzikstan there was some bunkers added. Rebirth Island, we got loaded Resurgence similar to Plunder. This is Resurgence variants, allows player to deploy with the loadout of their choice. Expect non-stop action with moving circles inspired by high trip Resurgence. This is essentially the fastest way to level up guns now. We'll make a video on that this week. We got Lockdown customized for Rebirth. Lockdown will be returning to Warzone later this season. We have loaded Resurgence, limited time. Which is, again, it's kind of like the high trip you drop in with your loadouts, which is super sick. I think that's a lot of fun. They did that for a while back in the day, and then they had a game mode kind of where like all the crates fell right as the plane was going. Resurgence Champions Quest. Resurgence fans may now experience the Ultimate Resurgence Challenge on 2 new maps, Fortune's Keep and Vondel. Rebirth Island audio improvements. Let's see. Ascenders, parachutes, and enemy footsteps. Audio level adjusts have been made to all of them. Enemies and allies using Ascenders will now make 2 distinct audio sounds. Increased audible distance and volume of interrogation and revive sounds. So that's super exciting. You'll be able to hear interrogations, and you'll also be able to hear when people are selfing or getting rezzed. Rebirth Island Heavy Armor. It's a public event. This brand new event raises the number of armor plates players can carry, buffing the total number of health points from 150 to 200. They did this a long time ago, and the only reason they did this back in the day was to see how balanced the health was. I want to say when they actually threw this event into the mix, the biggest thing, like I said, health was like, it's a TTK, time to kill. Was it too fast? Was it too slow? They actually ended up bumping the health up in the next year's COD because of this game mode, and then now it's kind of back down to 150. But it definitely was knocked up to 200 at one point, and it was absolutely chopped. I want to say it lasted for 2 seasons. Everyone complained. I think it was a thing through Caldera in the beginning, and then they got rid of it. Weapon trade stations are coming back. The only thing this is absolutely worth for, if you buy legendary guns at the buy station and you trade them in, you can get specialty tokens. That's what we used to use it for back in the day. You'd buy a loadout, and then wait for like the regular loadout to drop, trade in your loadout guns, go back to the free loadout, and then get those guns, and you'd get a specialty token. So that's super gassy out of that back. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be doing that. If it's available and ranked, that's going to be a power play. Limited time modes, we got variable time of day coming, the sunset, overcast, and foggy. Similar to Vondel, time of day may change during one specific match. Keep an eye on smart displays to stay informed about the forecast. So you can look at the screens all around the map. I believe there's one right below Grandma's house on the wall. You can look at that and see if fog's going to be rolling in later in the match. Might give you an advantage if you kind of know a little bit before it happens. We have a new event coming called High Stakes. High Stakes, let's see, crates now give a utility box instead of ammo and armor. Medicine Cabinet will now drop 1 stem down from 2, so Medicine Cabinets got nerfed. Spy drones, reduce the drone count in the swarm to 7. Let's see, substantially reduce spy drones health, slightly lowered spy drones base altitude, shorten the minimum and maximum spy drone spawn from players. Reduce the animation time when interacting with a biometric scanner. That's gas. Warzone Bootcamp, we don't care about that blood. Let's see, Bow 27. If you don't know what this is, you shouldn't be playing COD. It's one of the greatest guns in Call of Duty history. The Obsidian Steed. This thing is gassed up, bro. I'm telling you, if they did this thing dirt with this update, I'm going to be absolutely pressed. This thing was so good back then. It was super, super accurate, and the iron sights were absolutely filthy. Excited to get this thing with that 120 FOV and see what you can really do with it. We got a few aftermarket parts, Jack Patriot, Jack Wardens, and the Jack Atlas kit. Here's the big thing right here. We got a ton of nerfs and buffs. I mean, look at that list. It's outrageous. All right, the BP-50 increased hipfire spread. Across the gun, increased moving hipfire spread. You can call this a nerf, but it didn't really affect damage. So we'll have to see. We got the SVA 545 same thing. It got a little bit of a nerf as well, increasing the hipfire spread. Ram 7, this got an absolute nerf. Max damage range decreased to 28 from 32. Mid damage decreased 26 from 28. Near mid damage range decreased to 39 meters from 43. Practically, this thing's chopped. I'm sure there's going to be a way to use this gun to make it alright, but it's out of like absolute top tier meta. If you're playing ranked and you haven't seen like a video like this yet and you're running the Ram 7, get rid of it. It's not worth it to run it right now. MTZ 556 increased hipfire spread on this. It got a nerf. Holger, same thing, got a nerf. MCW, mid-range damage range increased 24 from 23. Mid damage, minimum damage from 20 to 18. From 18. Got a damage range increase. I mean, this might make a difference, but we'll have to see. I mean, it's not too drastic. The MCW was pretty good, but it was never like absolutely broken, so we'll just have to see. It looks like they made a lot of changes to the FR556. Bullet velocity was increased by a good bit. Aim down sight, movement speed went up. It looks like on all the barrels they kind of buffed literally everything. I mean, they buffed most attachments for this gun. Let's see, many FR556 attachments have been reworked to increase their appeal and overall viability of the weapon. M13B, it's a Modern Warfare 2 gun. Max damage increased, headshot multiplier increased, or decreased actually, so I guess the damage changed to the headshot multiplier and may have broken the gun. Upper torso modifier increased, arm and hand modifiers increased. The Razorback got an increase as well. A pretty fat increase too. Near mid damage increase 226 from 22. This might be a sniper support / up close meta right now. I haven't been able to use it yet, but that's what it's looking like. I mean, that's huge. You got 4 damage points up on this gun. That's pretty fat. The SOA Subverter, minimum damage decrease to 25 from 28. Maximum damage range to 20 meters, down from 22. It's probably still pretty viable, but it's probably not top tier meta at this point. MTZ 762, decreased aim down sight time to 260 from 280. Decreased aim down sight time benefit by 20 with the Jack Thunder LMG kit. SO14, decreased sprint fire time and decreased aim down sight. So these two got buffs. The SOA Subverter did get a nerf. Let's see, the HRM9, decreased max damage from 28 to 31. Near mid 24 to 28. So it definitely got a nerf. Let's see, Ram 9, increase the recoil, it got a nerf. Rival 9, max damage increased 26 to 25. This one's already super solid. I would not be surprised to see this as top tier meta. And also decreased sprint fire time on the WSP9. This I've preached this gun the past few days on the channel. These two guns are going to be disgusting. Minimum damage increased to 28 from 23. Damage range increased on the striker. I mean, these 3 guns on the bottom are going to be a problem. The KV broadside removed aim sight spread. The riveter, care about all that. Let's see, the DG58, looks like it got a torso modifier increase, hands and arms, lower torso, definitely got a buff. I don't know where that's gonna put it. The Bruin got a nerf. I was kind of antsy to see that after seeing the Subverter got a nerf. So it looks like the Bruin and the Subverter are going to be out of that top tier slot. The Bruin got absolutely chopped. They took away multipliers along with overall damage. The Eradicator decreased sprint fire time 189 from 252. That's pretty solid. I mean, that's, and the ADS is going to be faster. That might be an option, but it's an extremely slow fire rate. Decreased bullet velocity with a Stalker. Of course, they had one-shot snipers, then start nerfing the shit out of them. The Cat AMR got a nerf again, bro. The Moors got a nerf as well. All snipers got a nerf. Let's see, the Core 45 increased movement speed to 5.4 meters per second, up from 5.2. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Between the Core 45, the Stinger, being increased to 1.1 on a damage multiplier and a movement buff. These two guns right here, bro. It's pretty gross. Even the Renetti got a movement speed. With the HRM nerf, the Renetti was already still so good. I would not be surprised to see the Renetti come right back. That was a super fun meta to run. So we have a lot of options. We have a lot of stuff to break down on the channel. 100%. We got a ton of guns to test. A couple UI fixes, bug fixes, nothing too crazy. Gang, listen, if you're new to the channel, you enjoy the comment. If you are ready to see what's meta, stay tuned, hit the sub, crush a like. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel. We are going to break down these guns. We're going to dial in the meta, go into rank, and see what we can do. Look, I will catch you all tomorrow with an absolute heater. Let's get a game.